everybody, and welcome back to my channel. I have two new products to test out for you guys. They are both from Physicians Formula. The first product that I have is their new foundation. It is called the Healthy Foundation, and this is supposed to be really easy to apply, very lightweight. It's supposed to be brightening, hydrating, and it's supposed to even out your skin tone really well, and it's supposed to be very easy to build up the coverage with. The second product I had to test out is their new oil-free serum. It's called the Rose All Day, and this is it's supposed to brighten and tighten, and let's see what else it says. It is oil-free. It is a pro-luminous formula that helps tighten and brighten skin for a radiant glow, enriched with rose water to help soothe, calm, and hydrate skin. It is formulated with antioxidant-rich goji and kakadu plum, the richest vitamin C source of any fruit, and you can use this alone or with your makeup underneath. And this is what the bottle looks like. It is very, very beautiful packaging. Same with the foundation. This bottle is gorgeous. It does have a plastic silver top on the top of it, and then the bottle itself is glass, and this looks really, really high-end to me. It feels high-end, it's heavy, and I appreciate that. This was $12.99, so was this. I got these both from Ulta, so I'm excited to see how these two pair together and wear throughout the day. I'm gonna go in with this serum first before I put on the foundation, and when you open it up, it comes with a dropper and it is white inside. So I don't know why I was expecting a clear serum, but I guess since it is oil-free, I'm not sure how it should apply. I follow them on Instagram, and this kind of looks like the amount people were applying in their posts. So I'm just gonna rub that in. I feel like I put too much. Oh well. It feels very soft when I first am applying it. It's not cooling or anything, but it still feels really nice on my skin. So that is on my skin, and my skin does feel a little bit tacky now. My finger is sticking to it a little bit. This is gonna be my primer for today. I feel like this could be a really good base for foundation because it is so tacky, but it's not so sticky that you wouldn't want to put anything on top of it. And by the way, this bottle is glass as well, and this print and the text, it is printed on a piece of plastic that's wrapped around it, so it's not printed on the bottle, but it's still, you can kind of see on the bottom where it's wrapped around, but it's still really nice packaging, and I do appreciate that. Especially Physicians Formula is pretty expensive still for drugstore. I know that they sell this at Walmart too now, so it definitely is drugstore. It's not something you can just get on their website and at Ulta. They are selling it in other drugstores. Moving on to the foundation. This is a new foundation. It's been out for maybe just a couple weeks, but it is new. I got the shade LN3, and this line, it has 12 shades, I think, so the shade I got is LN3, so that's light neutral, but they have like a light yellow, light warm, and then so on. So it's really kind of like there's 4 shades with 3 undertones each, but they're different shades, so I don't really understand why they did it that way, but if it works, it works. On Ulta's website, there's 80 some reviews of this right now, and I think it's like almost at 5 stars. When you look on the pros, cons, and like the best skin type it's for, there are no cons, they're all pros, and people say that it's good for oily skin, dry skin, combo skin. Right now, my skin is very, very dry. I am on Accutane, even though for some reason I feel like it's not working, but that's something I'm going to talk to my doctor about the next time I see him. But something about this medicine isn't right. They have given me an off-brand of it, and I'm wondering if that's what's going on. But I've been on Accutane before, and I feel like by now this should not be here, but it is. But that's besides the point. That's a whole different video that will be coming soon. This is a twist off cap. It took me a minute to realize that. I was over here trying to yank it off. But then it has this applicator. It is the same as the Tarte Shape Tape foundation and their concealer. It's kind of that same size wand. I didn't really like this on that foundation because I feel like I couldn't get enough product onto my face with it, but I'll try it. This could, plus I don't really like putting stuff like a wand on my skin, especially when my skin is so bad, but I'm gonna do it anyway because at this point I don't really care, and we're gonna see what happens. I had plans on applying this foundation with a beauty sponge on one half of my face and using a brush for the other half, but I'm gonna try out the beauty sponge side first, see if it works well, and if it does, I'll just use that for the rest of my face. I don't really like using brushes because I feel like I cannot clean them well enough, and with this whole situation going on my face, that is the last thing I need, especially when I'm already applying this wand to my skin. But I'm not wiping any off of this wand, and I'm just gonna go straight in and apply this the same way I would any other foundation, mainly focusing it on the reddest parts of my face. Okay, so everything is off of the wand. That should be enough to cover. We'll see. This is a very buildable foundation. Off the bat, I'm definitely still seeing stuff peeking through, but those were some really, really gnarly spots, so I won't hold it against it too much if it doesn't cover it the first time, which it obviously didn't. I'm gonna go ahead and add some more onto this side, see if we can build up this coverage. It does have a scent to it. Honestly, it smells like nuts. Like, I'm not even sure what type of nut, but it definitely smells like a nut. I'm wondering if this has some extracts of some nuts in it. That could definitely be something that you would want to look into if you're allergic to some things. Alright, so this definitely is not giving me the amount of coverage that I would like for it to. It looks really pretty everywhere that I put it, but I'm still seeing all my freckles, all my spots. It is making my pores look really good, so that is one good thing. All this stuff on this side, this is all flat, hyperpigmentation mostly, so we might get better coverage on this side, and that is why. So once again, on this side, I'm still seeing a lot of redness peeking through, which I'm not really fond of. I like really full coverage foundations, and I lean towards this one because it did say that it was, you could easily build it up on your skin. So that's just what I'm trying to do. You might just need several layers for that, which I don't mind. It is a drugstore foundation, so if you have to use a lot of it, it is pretty cheap to purchase more often. I like the scent of it, but it is strong in there. I'm just gonna keep on layering up this foundation until I've gotten at least kind of the amount of coverage I want. I don't feel like it is oxidizing badly or anything. I'm just not getting the coverage that I'm wanting. It is also a good color for me. I did self-tan. I have finally gotten it to a semi-decent coverage for me. It still is not as full coverage as I would like for it to be, but maybe that was my bad, and by like easy coverage they meant just like not as acne prone skin as mine. But I had to eventually go in with my finger and pat some foundation straight onto those really dark spots to try to cover them a little bit more. This one is still poking out. I feel like it's still wet on my skin. I'm not sure if this is one that I'm supposed to be setting it with a powder, but just for testing purposes for this video today, I'm not going to set it with any powder because I want to see how it wears by itself. But my first impressions of this are really, really good. I am going to add some concealer and do the rest of my makeup, and I will be right back. I have one more thing to play around with before I tell you my final thoughts on this foundation. This is not new by any means, but I picked this up at TJ Maxx for $25, which was an absolute steal. This is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Aurora Glow Kit, and still got the sticker on it, $25. That's crazy to me. This is usually like $40, I think, anywhere else. But I'm going to put on some highlighter today, which is something I don't usually do because usually I'm not too big into highlighters, but I had to pick this up. Maybe that's the hoarder in me, I don't know, but I'm going to go in, I'm going to play it safe today, and I'm going to go in with Eclipse, which is kind of just like a peachy, really nude highlight shade. I'm going to pick this up on, this is an e.l.f., their small tapered brush. That is so pretty. I'm gonna have to start playing around with highlighters more. I said before that I didn't like them very much, but this palette is changing my mind a little bit. But I'm gonna put a little bit on my nose, just for some extra glow. My chin. That is just really, really pretty and added the final touch to this look. I am also wearing an Anastasia liquid lipstick called Naked, and I got that from TJ Maxx too for $6.99 I think, and that was an absolute steal as well. It is a really pretty shade. I can only wear it when I am self-tan though. If I try to wear it when I am super pale, I look crazy and really washed out, but right now it does look really, really good on me. Alright, so my final thoughts on this foundation, just after application, I am going to check in later tonight and show you guys how well it is held up. But right now, my thoughts on this foundation is that I absolutely love it. It has made my skin look so good, so flawless. It looks like a filter on my face. And a lot of foundations have claimed that recently, and it has not been the case, but this foundation is amazing. It feels just really, really lightweight on my skin. I can barely feel it on there, even though I used a lot of it to build it up to the coverage that I personally wanted. You definitely don't have to use that much if you didn't want to. It was beautiful after just the first layer, but I wanted the extra coverage. This foundation looks gorgeous. It has not creased anywhere weird on my skin. Usually I've got creasing on my forehead and in my fine lines underneath my eyes, but I haven't gotten any of that yet, and I also have not set it with powder. All I put on was some concealer, some bronzer, some blush, and then that highlight and my eye makeup and my lips. But overall so far, I am absolutely in love with this. This is wearing better than most of my high-end foundations, so I'm really excited to see how it wears throughout the day. I'm honestly not going to be doing much today. It was probably a bad day to test out a foundation because it is a snow day here and I'm probably going to be staying in the house all day. But I'm going to do this anyway, so I will be checking in with you guys in several more hours to show you guys how well this foundation is holding up. I am back and I'm ready to tell you guys my final thoughts on the Healthy Foundation from Physicians Formula. This foundation has been on my face now for a little over 8 hours, and as you can see, it pretty much looks exactly the same right now as it did when I first put it on. I did take a pretty long nap today, so I have a little bit rubbed off on my chin from my pillow, but everywhere else on my face literally looks exactly the same. I do have just a little bit of creasing underneath my eyes here, which is something that could have been prevented with a little bit of powder, but as I said before, I don't usually wear powders when I'm testing out a new foundation because I do like to see how well they wear by themselves, and this one held up great. I usually have really bad lines right here in my small lines. You can kind of see them, but not an extreme amount like some other foundations, so I'm completely okay with the minimal amount of creasing right there, but everywhere else on my face looks great. Another thing, this foundation, it did take a little while to dry down, so I would definitely powder it a little bit just to speed up that process, but it took maybe 30 minutes for it to completely dry down. Now that it is dried down, it is still transferring a little bit, but it's the smallest amount. That doesn't bother me. That's going to happen with almost any foundation that you wear. One thing that I didn't mention, I don't think, when I was first reviewing this was it does have an SPF of 20 in it, and it is, you get 1 fluid ounce in here, which is pretty standard for foundations. The smell, it definitely has a scent to it, so if you get aggravated easily by scents, I would definitely try to smell it somehow. I looked it up. This, I don't know if this is what I'm smelling, but it does have sunflower seed oil in it. I didn't really see any nuts, which is what it smelled like to me, which is why I was wondering, but I didn't see any of that in. I would definitely do your own research. Make sure you're not allergic to anything. Just a precaution. I know a lot of people are allergic to nuts, and that's just what this foundation smells like to me. But I also want to take a minute to touch on how much I really loved this serum. It went on my skin so easily, and it was absorbed so quickly, and it left my skin feeling a little bit tacky, which is what I like when I'm about to put on my foundation. I feel like it sticks better, but it dried down really quickly, and you also get 1 fluid ounce in here. It is made in the USA. But yeah, I really like this. I thought that it was a great base for wearing foundation on top of. Obviously, I haven't tested it out with other foundations on top of it, which is something that I will do, but I think it's pretty safe to say this should work with most foundations, I would hope. It wasn't anything greasy or anything like that. But overall, I am extremely impressed with both of these products, but I do want to play around with both of them more and see what products go with them well, what products don't, because these two are definitely winners used together, and I think they'll be fine when they're used apart as well. I really enjoyed these. This was a fun foundation to test out. It definitely still didn't get the coverage that I really wanted along here, but if I added more, I still think that it would be comfortable on my skin and not feel too heavy. I was just scared that I was going to go overboard the first time testing this out, and that's something I didn't want to do. But next time I would definitely layer it up more and get that coverage that I really like having on my skin. I really hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to subscribe to my channel so that you don't miss out on any videos that I post. And leave me a comment down below, give this video a thumbs up, and I will see you all in my next video.